Plaintiff Tammy Ruffin says the defendant is not only the mother of her brother's child, but she's a big cheater. Tammy claims the defendant once put her brother out of her home, and then, a little while later, she had another man in the house. Tammy's suing her today for a loan and lost wages. Defendant Stephanie Welch admits that after she kicked Tammy's brother out, she had another man in her home, but she insists he was just a friend, and her boyfriend knew that. Stephanie's countersuing for unpaid rent.
Start with you.
I am suing my brother's baby mother, Stephanie Welch. I wouldn't classify her as my brother's girlfriend, and that's because I would classify her as a cheater, okay? On one occasion, my brother did call me because she did put him out, and I went to get him, and he was looking through the window, and she had another male in the house. Okay?
Wait a minute. Now, that may be accurate, but he understood that that was a friend. He knows about that.
He what?
No, he knows about that. It was not cheating, it was a friend.
Y'all had an open relationship?
No. It wasn't like that. We weren't dating, we were just friends. And he's right here. He'll let you know that this is somebody that we both know. He done took this man ribs, the barbecue, and everything. So all that cheating is out the window.
Well, I do have open. You got them two at a time.
No.
You walking around with two at a time.
That is not what it is.
You a boss. Yeah.
When you put it like that, it don't sound too bad.
Sir, let me hear from you. Now that she has made reference to you, stand up. State your name.
My name is Jelani Prim.
She threw you out and kept the other man inside?
I don't really know how that ended up happening.
You don't?
All
you
I know
haven't
is-
bothered to ask?
Yeah, well, we talked about it, you know.
What'd she tell you?
She said it was a friend, you know. He was over, I guess they were...
But why did you have to leave? That's the part that throws me off, huh?
Well, you know, we have issues, and like every person in a relationship does, you know, and it came to where I left. And I guess that's just...
And the very moment you left, somebody was already in there.
Not actually like that. Not
How
like
many
that.
moments later?
It was probably... It was probably hours after or so.
You went back?
Yes.
You went back to do what?
Talk to her.
And you looked in there and there was another man.
Yeah.
What did you do after that? Did you fall out, faint, anything?
No,
Cry?
he
Something?
knocked on the
Bust
door.
the window?
I knocked on the door and
And I let him in.
yeah. And
Oh, what happened when
It
you
was
got...
a friend.
Did you talk to the guy?
No, he tried to talk to me, but
What did he
I
say?
was, hey, what's up? Or whatever, you know. And I
No, what did he say to you about being in your woman's house after you get put out?
I really didn't like say nothing. It was more
What did he
of
say to you?
He just said, "What's up? Hey, what's up?" You know. And I just basically like
That's pretty
I
much it?
basically like blew it off and just, you know, got the rest of the things that I had and jumped in the cab and left.
Okay. All right, you're a good man. I'm glad to hear you didn't
Yeah.
get involved in anything that might have gotten you in trouble. You're a good man. So that's why you call her cheater. Are there any more incidents?
Yeah, she is a functioning alcoholic. She don't function without a drink in her hand.
I am a connoisseur of fine wines and alcohol, and I like to drink. I do. I love to
For a
drink.
living.
No, not for a living. For enjoyment, socially. She talking. She turns up right with me, Your Honor. Don't
All
let her
right.
set up there.
But I don't
Other than that, is she a good girlfriend of your brother's?
I wouldn't consider it a good girlfriend.
All right,
I
let me
wouldn't
hear
have had
from
a
you,
man in my
ma'am.
house.
Give me some background, then we're going to get to the loan
Well-
she's suing you about.
I know Tammy through him, of course. I'm not going to say she would be my choice of person if it wasn't for him, but she's not a bad person. I like Tammy. I enjoy her company. I love her. Yes, I love to drink. But one
How
thing...
often?
Every day.
Sometimes, maybe. But it's not like I'm throwing back bottles. I'm
Not
gonna have
every
a couple.
day?
No, not typically.
Okay.
No.
Over 5 drinks at a time?
It
5
depends.
glasses at a time?
What's a drink? Like...
Okay. Go ahead.
Is a shot considered
When
a
you
drink?
start going there,
I'm just saying.
go ahead.
Judge
All
Mathis,
right,
I go to
and
work, I pay the bills, we
I
pay
got
our
you.
bills, we take
That's
care of
what
our
the
kids.
functioning alcoholic does.
Connoisseur.
But you deny you're that, so let's move right along. Anything you want to respond to or make reference to regarding the plaintiff?
Yeah, I mean, she's just a piece of work for the most part, though. You know what I mean? When I say piece of work, I see priorities just not in order. You know what I mean? I mean, when you're supposed to be doing one thing, you're doing the next thing instead of making sure your household is together, which is how we come to me trying to get money.
Now, this is a very odd thing for you to say, having borrowed $2,000.
Well, who don't have the money when tax time come around? This is how I was supposed to.
You? That's why you borrowed from her? Let me hear from you,
Willingly.
ma'am.
Okay, back in November, there was an altercation where, again, she kicked my brother out, and he came. He had to do 43 days in jail behind it. So when he got released,
For what? Where did he do that?
they was both intoxicated. She called the police. He was
It
arrested.
wasn't they.
Okay.
He put his hands on me, and
All right.
I got beat up.
Good enough. Go ahead. Sorry to hear that.
But she put her hands on him first. So either way,
He wasn't even there.
All right. Let's move on. Let's
You
move
know.
on to the loan.
In January, me and my kids were evicted from our place of residence and result to some nonsense with them. So my brother was staying with me and I wasn't home. He went to the house and he kicked the door in. Well, my landlord came the next day to pick up his funds and he didn't want them. He said, I want y'all out my house. So I was already going through something with him. He went and he got a 72-hour eviction notice and we got evicted. Well, the defendant asked me, she volunteered. She said, you and your kids can come stay with us because she felt partially
That's a
responsible,
negative.
okay, that we were evicted because of their nonsense. So I told her, I said, me and my kids she said, where y'all was going to stay? I said, we was going to go stay in the hotel, okay, because I don't want nobody saying that me and my kids are a burden on them, and I don't have a problem with it. So she said she felt partly responsible that we could come stay with her, take as long as time as we needed. So I'm staying at her house. She asked me in February, she said, do you think you could let me borrow $2,000? She wanted to get her car fixed and throw my nephew a birthday party. I didn't have a problem with it because, one, I was there and I knew I was going to get my money back. Well, I thought I was going to get my money back because she had filed her tax return. Well, when I left on the 15th, she didn't get the tax
I'm not going to
return.
even touch that tax return. You know better than that. Go
So
ahead.
they took her taxes.
I know.
And then
That's what everybody got that story. Everybody has
I
that
got
story. Go
proof.
ahead.
So they took the money and she told me that, I told her, I said, listen, well, you can get on a payment arrangement with me. I just want my money back. So she told me when she get it, I'll get it. So then she started working and she told me she would pay me $50 a week. Well, I never seen 50 cents a week.
How many children do you have?
I have 4 children.
And you loaning someone $2,000?
Yeah, well, besides income tax, that's just once a year. I work every day.
I know. That's why I'm wondering how you would sacrifice your 4 children's money to loan it to another grown-up.
Well, I didn't think I was sacrificing it because I was under the impression that I was getting it right back in another week
You've
or
never
2.
loaned thousands before?
I have, but
And you
I've
got
gotten
it
it
all
back.
back?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. Tell me, ma'am, what happened to this woman's $2,000 you borrowed, if that's true.
No, now I did borrow $2,000 from her and I did ask for it, but when it comes to backing up to the house thing, I wasn't at her house. I'm not going to fabricate nothing. All I know is what people tell me. Like she said, she was already into it with her landlord. She owed her landlord some back money, so it led me to believe that that's why she was getting put out. I never offered my house up to nobody. I don't like folks living with me. I have 2 kids
Did
of
he
my
kick the
own.
door in?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I wasn't
okay.
over there. Him and
All
I
right.
weren't even
You
really
still
talking
don't
at
know?
this point. Do I know? I know what they tell me.
No,
She said
why don't
kicked
you
it
ask
in.
him then? You say you have no idea. Why don't you
No.
give her an idea?
Did you kick the door in?
Yeah. All
Oh,
right.
well,
Now
see?
you have an idea.
But that's
Go
not my
ahead.
fault
I
that
know.
he
I just
kicked
wanted
her
to make
door
sure you
in.
have an idea. Now let's get your ideas regarding this $2,000.
Oh, yeah, no, I borrowed
You
it from
owe
her.
it?
Yes, but
All
I
right.
told
Very
her I was
good.
going to pay
And
her
the
back.
rent you want from her is for what?
For her coming to live with me.
All right,
I
how
never,
much did she say she would give you?
Well, we never had a verbal
All right, well
agreement
then
on
you
the
don't
rent.
get any judgment because you didn't have an agreement. Judgment for the plaintiff, have a good day. Yours is dismissed.
The next time you need something, don't come calling my
Only thing
phone,
I need
boo.
to see is my nephew, and I'm
Girl,
fine
please,
with everything
you got that,
else.
but just make sure ain't nothing wrong with him next time you come home from the house too.
And nothing is
Just
ever
make sure,
wrong
make
with
sure
him.
them diapers
And nothing
is clean.
nothing
Make
is
sure we ain't got
ever
no
wrong with
rashes or
him.
nothing like the last time.
He never
You
had a
just-
rash
you
coming
just
from
make
my
sure
house,
of that.
ever.